Today we're going to do workbook page 51 and we're going to write your paragraph. So they say to do it on a separate piece of paper. I am going to get out of this in just a little bit. I just want to go over a few things with you. So what we want to do is when we cite things, or because we're going to cite it in our paper, we want to make sure that I say when you get something from a text, you always want to put it in quotations. So you'd write it in quotations, and then right after it, you want to put the author's name, and you want the page number. Okay, so what that would look like is if I did this one, we call upon all governments, so I'm right here. So we call upon all governments to ensure free compulsory education all over the world. So if I go back to where that was written, I'm going to go back here, and you see I have it highlighted. It's right here. So if I was going to actually write this, I would quote this here. Don't put the period, then I would put in parentheses, I want the author's name. In this one here, we're going to go back to the beginning of the article. And this is a continued article, so it might not have the author at the beginning. It might have to go to the prior page. Okay, so right here. So it'd be, we would go by last name, which is Johnson. And we know that that is on page number right here, which is page number 47. So when I write this, if I was going to write that exact quote, I would put this in quotes. Then I would write right after it, I would do the parentheses. I would put Johnson 47. Whoops, I spelled that wrong. End the quotation and then put your period. Okay, whenever you try to put this in, you can't just put that as your whole sentence. You must use your own words to bring it together in order to write this. So if I was going to start writing this, and I move down here, they want us to write the topic sentence to state what we're talking about. Okay, so we could start this with Malala Yousafzai's life has made her even more determined to fight for the rights of girls to attend school in order to improve their education, period. Okay, that could be your first sentence. From there, you could go on and say you would talk about that she gave a speech before the United Nations. So that's where I would say she gave a speech to the United Nations, and then you could quote it. So gives a speech, and then quote it, and then you want to put the author, and then the page number, and then the period. Okay? Malala thinks that all children, not boys, have the right to an education. In her speech, she also called upon governments, so that's where you would put right here, in her speech, comma, she also called upon governments to ensure free compulsory education all over the world. Johnson 47, period. Okay? Um, you then would continue. One of the most famous lines she gave in her speech was one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. And then again, you would put where, I think that was the same thing, it would be Johnson, 47, end quote, period. And then you would say, this means, or however you want to explain it, this means she believes that education can change the world with just one teacher, one book, one pen. And then you would end it. Despite trying to be silent, she continued her fight for girls' right on education, and she felt education is the key to success, period. So that would be the end of what you're talking about for your paragraph. but you want to make sure that you are quoting things, you are putting periods. If you are struggling with how to put it together, please make sure that you reach out to me. You can send me your paper. I can walk you through how to put it all together into one piece.